If you are a transgender individual, a defense attorney in New York believes that people should be able to murder you and get away with a very light prison sentence. At least that's what defense attorney John Scarpa said when he was representing someone by the name of Rasheen Everett, who literally strangled a transgender prostitute to death and received 29 to life as a prison sentence. So what happened that day, back in 2010, is Rasheen goes to this transgender individual's home. It's unclear whether or not he said that he was going to have sex with her, but keep in mind that it is a prostitute. He goes over there, within minutes starts strangling her to death, and the victim here is Amanda Gonzalez-Andujar, and then puts electronics from her home into a bag and leaves. Now, he did get prosecuted. He got arrested about 2 weeks later. Authorities were able to find him. And before the sentencing happened, the defense attorney took to the stand to ask for leniency. And here is exactly what John Scarpa said. A sentence of 25 years to life is an incredibly long period of time, Judge. Shouldn't that be reserved for people who are guilty of killing certain classes of individuals?
All right, let's pause right there. Because when I first read that, I thought he meant like classes of individuals like African Americans, et cetera. Like if there's some laws that reflect about hate crimes and how that's a worse category. So if you attack a class of individuals, that's worse. Now, I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. It turns out that's not what he meant at all. And in fact, of course, Amanda would have been in a protected class if it existed and applied in that case. Turns out, no, he meant high class versus low class. And since she was a transgender prostitute, obviously she was low class.
Right.
Now, that's not me saying it. Anna, tell us what the attorney himself said.
Yes, well, the attorney wanted to be absolutely clear about what he was referring to. So he said, who is the victim in this case? Is the victim a person in the higher end of the community?
Oh.
So basically, under this person's reasoning and thinking, it's acceptable to go around murdering people if they're considered, quote, low class. Really? Just because this is a prostitute and just because this is a transgender person, it's okay to go around killing them? I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. But thankfully, the judge in this story was very harsh when it came to the sentencing. As I said, he has been sentenced to 29 years to life. And the judge did respond to the attorney and said the following: "This court believes every human life is sacred. It's not easy living as a transgender, and I commend the family for supporting her."
And look, he didn't even have to say the second sentence. It's absolutely true. But whether they're transgendered or not is irrelevant. You killed them. And they're an individual human being that has every right to stay alive just as much as anybody else. I don't care. Who's the higher end of the community? The bankers? Who's the politicians? Who's the higher end? The lawyers, scumbags such as yourself? Who's the higher end of the community? Please.
I think the same type of reasoning and thinking would exist if this prostitute was not transgender, right? Like, so in society, we like to pretend as though we want to reform people, right? Oh, if people are involved in sex trafficking or in the sex industry, then we want them to get out of there and then become productive members of society. But oftentimes what happens is we stigmatize them. A lot of companies will not hire them if they have that type of past. And we need to get rid of that stigma, right? To treat this person as if they are not worthy it's just illustrative of the way society treats people as a whole, or people that do that profession as a whole.
And look, you said the judge was tough, and he was, given the context and what sentences people get, but not tough enough for my opinion. I mean, Rasheen Everett is a really bad guy. Not only did he kill her, which is as bad as it gets, but apparently he choked his ex-girlfriend in the past, so this is a pattern that he wound up choking Amanda to death. As Anna said, unbothered by the fact that he just murdered someone. He walked out and stole her stuff as well.
Yeah, and also when a family member was testifying, a family member of the victim was testifying, apparently Rasheen was just laughing about it.
Yeah, that's the part that really got me. As the victim's brother was telling a really emotional story about Amanda, the guy's sitting there. He's on trial for his life, and he's like, and he's laughing at him.
Yep.
Life sentence. That's Amanda got her life taken away from this guy. He should have gotten a life sentence. Man, it's incredible how brutal some people are, man.